we're going to go ahead and start to introduce our amazing panelists who have taken the time out of their day to share with you all of the exciting things happening in the area relating to sports, because we all know that sports bring communities together. So I'd like to go ahead and start off with introducing Nick Morrow. He is the Vice President of Intercollegiate Athletics at the University of North Florida. Brett Sadler, the Senior Director of Marketing with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Lee Smith, Vice President, TPC Sawgrass, and Executive Director of the Players' Championship. Sarah Garcia-Malone, Director of Business Operations for Sporting Jacks. And Luke Nicholas, Executive Vice President, Zoyer Sports Jacksonville and Icemen Jacksonville. Thank you guys again, and we look forward to hearing all the fun things you have to share with us today.
All right, my name's Nick Morrow, Athletic Director, University of North Florida. Happy to moderate with this great group here. What are we talking about today? We're talking about one of the fastest growing economic drivers in Northeast Florida, sports. All right, so whether we're talking about college athletics, we're talking about professional teams, world-class events, emerging organizations, regardless, sports creates jobs, drives tourism, strengthens communities, and builds our regional identity. And so, we're going to start out this today in this panel. We'll let each one introduce themselves, and so we'll go ahead and start with Luke.
Hello, everybody. Luke Nicholas, Executive Vice President for Zoyer Sports Jacksonville, part of Zoyer Sports and Entertainment. We own and operate or manage 18 entities around North America. I'll try to test that. But here locally, we have the Jacksonville Icemen. We're the premier AA affiliate for the Minnesota Wild in the NHL. The Jacksonville Waves, which is the newest professional women's basketball team in North America, part of the Upshot League, which is a brand new professional women's basketball league in North America. Really the only other option besides the WNBA. The Community First Igloo facility, and then also 32 Degrees Marketing, which is a full-service marketing agency, embroidery, screen printing, all that within Jacksonville, headquartered at the Community First Igloo. I'm originally from Sanford, Florida, moved up here to go to UNF, so swoop. Absolutely loved my time at the University of North Florida, and then gratefully started as a sales intern with the Icemen a couple months before we started play 10 years ago. So thank you, everybody.
I'm going to try this. Ooh, nice. Hi, I'm Sarah Garcia-Malone. I'm the Vice President of Operations at Sporting Jacks. We are the area's local professional soccer team. So we have a Division II, we're right under the MLS men's USL championship team. And we have a Division I, so the same level as the NWSL women's Cambridge Super League team here locally. Yeah, we also we oversee Sporting Jacks Soccer Academy, which is around 7,000 member youth soccer academy.
All right. Third time is the Trump. I'm Brett Sadler. I am the head of marketing for your Jacksonville Jaguars. And excited to be here, my third season. I had stints with Octagon, UFC, MGM, Super Bowl host committee, and the Florida Panthers for many, many years. So I'm from Florida. I moved away and then came back. So I'm here now.
Thank you, Brett. My name is Lee Smith, Executive Director of the Players' Championship. I've worked at the PGA Tour for 22 years, originally started in our club business around the country, the TPC network, worked in Scottsdale, Las Vegas, Atlanta, back to Las Vegas. Brett and I were reminiscing about our neighborhoods, being close to each other in Las Vegas, and then moved here about 3 years ago from Jersey City, New Jersey, to run the Players over the last 3 years.
Great. And again, Nick Morrow, Athletic Director. This is going into my 16th year. I'm going to use my coach's voice. I'm not going to use mine. So 16 years, starting my 16th year at UNF, 6 as AD. Right? I grew up in Jacksonville. I'm a St. Johns County product. Grew up in Jillington Creek Plantation, went to Nice High School back when there's only 2 high schools in Nice. You're on the northern half, you went to Nice. You went to southern half, you went to St. Augustine. And so being a Division I AD in my hometown is pretty special. I don't know how many Division I ADs are doing it in their hometown, but I guarantee it's single digits, right? It's not a big population that does that, so it even means a little bit more to me. And so very happy to be a part of this community in St. John's Chamber of Commerce now. We just joined as an athletic department, and we're continuing to get more and more involved because, one thing I'm going to ask you to do here in a minute is talk about what's most exciting about your organization right now. Well, what's most exciting about UNF is that we're blowing up. UNF has more momentum behind them as an institution than ever before. All right, we have record enrollment this past year. This fall, we will succeed that. All right, so we're going to exceed our record enrollment from last year. We're going to be around 18,600 students this upcoming year, which is great for UNF. Record freshman class, record graduate class, record transfers, record, we have record retention. A lot of records, good records too, right? And so Jacksonville needs UNF to grow. Jacksonville needs UNF to be big, all right? Jacksonville has grown at a tremendous pace, and UNF hasn't kept up with it at this point. We need to be at 30,000 students a day to properly support the workforce needs of Jacksonville, and that's what we're working on. We have an aspirational goal at UNF to be at 25,000 students, and we're working hard every day to get there. So pay attention to UNF, especially those that hire employees. You're going to want to pay attention to what we got going on at UNF. Now, I'm the athletic director. I'm not the president of the university, but we're a microcosm of what's happening at the university. We're growing like crazy. If you've been on campus lately, you'll see that we've done about $7 to $8 million worth of work in the UNF arena over the past 5 years. We did a $3 million project at baseball, replacing the field and a lot of premium seating there to make that a better product. They did go and win a division championship this past year right after we did the renovation. I'm not taking credit for it, but I'm taking credit for it. We are now clearing land to build 2.5 grass soccer practice fields that will serve our soccer teams and be a great asset to the community. And we're going to do an $8 million project in Hodges Stadium later this year. And I'm going to talk about the economic impact of Hodges Stadium here in a little bit. But you can see how much momentum we have going on. We have one of the best athletic years we've ever had. We also keep the student and student athlete. All the headlines in college athletics right now is all about NIL, what this kid's getting paid, or what this transfer's happening. We are keeping student and student athlete. All right. We had a 3.52 GPA across our 320 student athletes last spring. 90% of our student athletes got a 3.0 and about 50 got a 4.0. So we're graduating them at a high rate. We're preparing them for their life after athletics. That's what college athletics is supposed to be. But that's a whole nother session we can have another day. So I want to hear from you guys. What's exciting right now about your organization?
For the Jacksonville Icemen, we're grateful to go into season number 10 this year, starting off on October 31st. So we'll have a lot of, I'll keep going. We'll have a lot of exciting things throughout the season for our 10-year anniversary. Super grateful to the community for all the support. We've been fortunate enough to be number 1 in the entire ECHL out of 30 teams across North America in average attendance the past 5 seasons. So we're hoping to continue that going into the 10th year here. And then on the Upshot side of things, we're excited to host the Upshot League Championship here in Jacksonville on August 29th, Saturday, August 29th. So that's a big development that'll continue to be pushed over the next few weeks as well.
Nope. I'll try. All right. I'm going to stand up. It's easier. All right. So we have a lot of awesome, amazing things going on at Sporting Jacks. You might have heard recently the news about our new stadium development. What is kind of getting lost in the stadium part of it is the huge retail community development aspect as well. It's about a 300-acre site. 160 acres are buildable on. The rest is going to stay green. That won't be touched. So really excited about that. There's a lot I could talk about on that. But on the team side, our women wrapped their first year. They tied to win the league. They lost it by 2 goals scored. So I don't know if you're familiar with soccer scoring systems. but essentially we were in second place by 2 goals scored this year. So that was amazing for a first-year team. We're super, super proud of them. We're rewarding them with a trip in their preseason. They're going over to the UK next week to play Newcastle and Wrexham. So those are 2 big names. We're really excited about those games. Please check out our social medias for the results of that. Our men's team, they're in their first season. They are not playing as well as we would hope, but that's okay. The community impact that we're able to make with 2 professional teams has been just amazing, and that's shown with our youth. We have the academy side. We're doing a lot of free clinics around the area. The World Cup is taking place right now, so there's a lot of talk about affordability with youth soccer, and we have a lot of ideas and a lot of answers that we're already enacting, and I'm excited to get into that in a few minutes.
I'll stand up too, so I feel like that works.
Just easier, yeah.
Yes, I can see you guys in the back. So lots of exciting things at the Jags. We did move out of the stadium after the playoffs into our new building. So we're Riverside now. We have a lot of light. My office gratefully looks at what I call the Emerald City. So if you haven't been by the stadium, you will see about 7 cranes in the air, which is so exciting. And every day I get to watch that. And then also adjacent to me, I also get to watch the Four Seasons. So I actually feel like I'm living in the Four Seasons a little bit because all of our appointments in our building are very well done. So we now just kind of look at the stadium and see the progress every day. So the most important thing that we have right now is that we are playing in that construction site in a few months, a few weeks. We were starting training camp, and we are back, and we will be there with 42,000 of you. Really excited to welcome you guys back. Again, if you haven't driven by there, you will be amazed at what you see. There's construction, actual steel and everything going up. You will see what it's going to look like a little bit. It's dirty inside. We will get the field back soon, and we will be ready to play. Bear with the construction, pardon our dust. And the other thing is exciting is that we will be playing in Orlando in 27. We are not going to forget about Jacksonville. We love everybody here, and we hope you guys will come back and forth. We're trying to work on how we do watch parties here in Jacksonville. Orlando is very excited. The entire city of Orlando is like crawling out of their skin to go to Jaguars games. The Bucks, not so happy. But we love it, but we are also being very careful and playing nice with the Buccaneers because it is only there for 1 year. It is literally an Airbnb stop, and then we are back. Also, just to clarify, we are not like moving our headquarters. The players are not moving to Orlando for the year. We are literally practicing at the MEC, Miller Electric Center. We will be doing that 7 days a week. Nothing is going to change. They will bus down there for the game on Saturday night. They will play and they will come back. So not to worry, everyone will be still here in 27. And then 28, that is the big shining star right now. We are getting deposits. We are taking people through a newly opening sales center that we will be launching in the next few eight or so weeks. Quinn is here if you want to get more information on that, or myself. But we will then take season ticket members through, premium members through a sales center, just like the big boys do. And so we will be just playing with everybody else. The Bills just did it. Titans are doing it. It will be super exciting to do that. And then 28, it'll be in our new building with a shaded canopy, and everything will be great. And we will leave it to our coach and our players to do what they do best. That's it.
Yeah, thank you. We're just now 4 months removed from the 52nd playing of the Players Championship this past March. Almost 200,000 people attended the event throughout the week. So as Nick mentioned, records for us also as far as local fan support, and certainly doesn't hurt to have the number 1 player in the world win twice in a row, and the number 2 player win once, and now a top 5 player in Cameron Young, and a great story continue to add intrigue and certainly help the platform at the Players Championship. I think our new CEO Brian Rolap, that came directly from the NFL, has really spoken about sports as not really being a difficult equation. Create an optimal model. Your stakeholders follow the optimal model, and you continue to innovate that model. And so we're just kind of in the first step of really what's exciting for us in 2028. of having a new model, and certainly hope our partners and constituents and stakeholders and everybody follows along with that.
All right, don't sit down yet. All right. Well, we're going to stick with Lee here. We're going to talk about, when people hear sports, they think about the game itself or the event itself, but there's so much more that's behind the scenes and the ripple effect an event has. So what would you want the business owners and the business community or the community at large to know about the economic impact of each of your organizations?
Yeah, I would say a couple things. Thank you. I would say a couple things. One, you're hearing from 5 different entities that are affiliated with sports here, and while we all compete for a dollar and people's eyeballs, I think what number one the community here should also realize, we all work together. And we're all partners in a lot of ways. The Jags have a big footprint out at the Players Championship each March, and Coach Cohen and Trevor and Tony are all fans of the sport and growing sports here. Sporting Jacks had a day, I don't remember what day, but they were out in all their glory, walking around the facility and had the entire team out. And we work with Andy and Donna with the Waves and the Icemen, and have a great relationship with Nick and UNF and Moez, the president before him, with some of our charitable dollars and first generation scholarships. So I think that's one thing that I would like everybody to understand. I think secondly, more selfishly maybe and closer to home, Nick talked about the economic impact of just the Players Championship. We don't have this year's study, but last year's was a $234 million impact just for that 1 week. And to think of that a little closer to home, we have about 19,000 hotel rooms within 30 minutes of the golf course. Those are 90% occupied the week of the Players Championship. Almost 700,000 people fly through Jacksonville International Airport just that 1 week. It's just ultimately a significant impact on the local community. We activate 25 different local restaurants on the property throughout that particular week. If you want to eat at Taco Lou, you can eat at Taco Lou at TPC Sawgrass that particular week, as opposed to even just attending their restaurant. So something that's really, really important to us to continue to grow that impact, continue to grow our attendance, continue to grow our local usage. And the last thing I would say is that, we always talk about at, near, and away from our event. Away from our event, our broadcast partners, there was 57 million hours of our broadcast consumed worldwide. The average person sat down and watched for an hour and 17 minutes. And so what better commercial for St. Johns County, for Ponte Vedra Beach, and really for Northeast Florida than to put us on TV for 57 million hours. So really, that hits close to home and something we're excited about and continue to grow year to year.
Should have saved you for last based on those numbers, but we'll go ahead. Same question, and actually let's put a little twist on you, not to put you on the spot, but with the reduced capacity this year and the Jags going to Orlando, what conversations are happening at the Jaguars HQ about keeping that impact up as much as possible?
Sure. I mean, most importantly, we want everybody to experience this journey with us. You guys, again, before my time, but we did a lot of listening to the community about where we were going to be when this construction happened. And we heard that you guys didn't want us to be gone for too long. So we didn't. And so we did lose some home games to London. We have 2 there this year instead. But we're not going far. And we do want everybody to continue to experience Jags every Sunday, if you will, every time we're playing, and also full year. So we are really relying on the community to continue to support us. We actually had this great year last year. We're hoping that continues. We're looking forward to a completely new regime and era ahead of us. This is just the start of something really big. The other thing, just on an insider note a little bit, is that we're working really closely with football, closer than we ever have apparently in the past. So Tony, Liam, James are all coming to the business side and vice versa. We're really working as a team. And a lot of times in other professional sports and other teams, it is very much stringent staying. You stay on your side, and you stay on your side, and that's it. We'll do our job, you do yours, bye. This is how can you help us? How can we help you? We will show up on the field. How can you help us? Get the fans in early. We need you in your seats. We need you. We're going to be doing some different prompts. We're going to be making sure that when you come to Everbank Stadium, that we're creating the home field advantage. So if you've gone to Denver and if you've been to a Broncos game, you get it, right? It is really loud at Mile High Stadium, and we want to create that here. So we have an opportunity this year to do that with a very intimate crowd. So we can do that, and we want that to continue. So we will actually be changing some of our messaging to you guys. When to show up, be in your seats early, be in the seats when the guys get on the field. Yes, we want you to go get your refreshments and your beverages, but please be back in your seats for after halftime. We want that energy to just consume everybody in there. We have to be that extra man on the field for our team. So you'll see a lot of that. So that's what we're asking for you guys. And then not more importantly, but just as important, this Stay in the Future, we have increased from 3 premium spaces to 11 premium spaces. So yes, you will have just a better experience when you come. These casual fans who don't want to be in the sun are going to want to be there. They're going to want to be in the clubs, the field level clubs, all the seats, all the posh stuff that we have going on. We'll still need you in your seats watching. But yes, enjoy all the amenities. But you'll see the Stay in the Future is going to be kind of top notch.
So let's, for you, like Sporting Jacks is the newest brand out of the whole group up here. And so a lot of people might just think professional soccer, but you guys, your tentacles are going all over the community. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to just touch on, so of course the majority of our economic impact is hopefully to come with the stadium. One thing that I want to touch on with that is we truly want that stadium, it'll be privately owned and operated, to be a community hub. So 365 days a year, it's available 365 days a year. We have plans to host, it'll be a 15,000 seat stadium. We are in talks with Live Nation, Ticketmaster about bringing concerts at that size to the area. But we're also, more importantly, talking with local groups about hosting farmers markets and arts markets and community projects, graduations, letting the fields be used for high school championships, FSU, teams coming in to use the facilities to bring things to Jacksonville. We've partnered with the Jacksonville Sports Foundation. We are working very closely with them about just all of the opportunities that we really want to tune into for that stadium. But we truly want it to be used. We want to invite the community in. So if you take anything from this, please know that we will invite all of you sooner or later to come check that out. But right now, I think our teams are wonderful. They want to be involved in the community, and our chief community officer is actually here today. So he has been fundamental in bringing just access, I'll say right now, to underserved communities. There are still huge chunks of Jacksonville that don't have fields. They don't have access to soccer. They don't have coaches. They don't have gear. They don't have equipment. And we want to change that. The academy, sure, it has its pay-to-play side, the competitive side, but we also have a wonderful, wonderful rec program. We offer scholarships. We really, truly want any kid who wants access to play soccer to come play soccer. We don't want those barriers to exist as strongly as they do in some areas right now. So economic impact, hopefully that's to come with the stadium and everything we can do there. But that is not stopping us from making a true community impact right now.
Now, with the Icemen, owned by Zoyer Sports, or they run it, talk a little bit about that and just the impact in the different areas that you have with Zoyer Sports.
Yeah, I mean, since Zoyer Sports and Entertainment was founded in 2019, it's had an incredible impact here locally in the Jacksonville community, across all of our entities within in North America as a whole. But I'll touch on our Community First Igloo facility, which is off of Emerson Street. If anybody hasn't had a chance to come over there, please do. We'd love to have you. It's 2 NHL-sized sheets of ice a full bar and restaurant right in the middle. We host over 100 events annually to talk about economic impact, hotels, tournaments, travel programs. We have about a little over 1 million visitors each year that come through those doors. So we're super excited about that. And one of the visitors this year, thanks to Monday Night Football being in town, was Jason Kelsey. He stopped by, he got out on the ice, had a lot of fun at the building. It was very nice of him to stop by and have some fun. But yeah, through the Community First Acre facility, we've been able to do a lot more than just 36 home games from the hockey side of things. Host more events, more community projects, All Abilities Day, where we introduce the community to hockey and ice sports at no cost to the attendees. So we've done a few of those each year over the past few years, and they've been a huge success.
Yeah, and with UNF, the use of our facilities is really important in driving economic impact. I'm going to touch on Hodges Stadium, and we've been hosting track meets for a little over a decade now with tremendous impact. We are the destination on the East Coast for track and field meets. If you go by campus right now, we are hosting the AAU Club National Championships. We have 5,500 youth running over there this week alone, bringing in 15,000 to 20,000 people for a track meet at UNF. And we've been able to generate, we're probably around 220,000 room nights and $175 million through track meets over the past decade alone. And so that's driven a tremendous impact to this community. Lee talked about occupancy rate. When we host the NCAA track and field East Prelim, we are well over 90% occupancy in this entire city from that meet. The way the NCAA works is that they split the country in half. And everyone on the east half goes to one destination, everybody on the west goes to a different destination. So we're usually hosting alongside your Texas and Texas A&Ms and Kansas and Oregons of the world and UNF. And we host that meet every other year. We've hosted more than anyone else in the entire country over the past decade. We host again in 2027. Every time that event comes through, that's 12,000 room nights and $10 million impact. And it's the largest NCAA championship that the NCAA has, because there's 48 participants for every event. When they go to finals, there's only 24 participants that do that. It is the largest NCAA championship, and it happens at UNF every other year. All right, and that's the kind of reputation we've been able to build up, and that's why we continue to invest in it. We are also hosting the Division II National Championships for track and field in 2028. First NCAA finals and championship to be hosted in Jacksonville. And so that'll be on UNF's campus. Additionally, the way we're using our facilities to drive economic impact, tourism, we have the high school state championships now for basketball in the arena. It's been at Lakeland for the majority of the past 50 years. And I'm sure many of you have made that trek down there before and seen it. And hosting it last year for the first time at UNF was a big get for the city of Jacksonville for UNF. 23,000 people came through the doors in a 2-week span to watch high school basketball, and everyone raved about the experience compared to what they've seen in the past. And we have that for at least 2 more years with several renewable options. And so, as a Division I athletic department, part of our job is to bring exposure to the University of North Florida. There's 2 ways we can really do that. One, win championships, right? You make that NCAA tournament, there's no greater exposure than that. The other thing is hosting special events and bringing people to your campus. And that's what we're doing through the events that we host, whether it's through the arena, that's through Hodges Stadium, and talked about the impact there. And so we're really proud to play that part in Jacksonville and drive that economic dollars and the exposure for our university, because we can control enrollment, we can control the experience and engagement for the university like no other department can. And that's why it's also important to invest in your athletic department. It's the greatest marketing tool you have. And so really proud of what we're doing and what's to come. What helps with that is the growth of our community, the growth of Jacksonville. You know, there's more eyeballs on it, there's more people involved, there's more opportunities to host events, there's more opportunities to engage with people. And so the growth of our community has been absolutely huge, and especially when you look at a lot of universities and communities across the country, there's declining populations out there, declining enrollment. Everyone's heard of the enrollment cliff that's coming for universities. A lot of universities are scared about how they're going to keep their doors open. Not in the state of Florida, not in Jacksonville, and not at UNF. We're going the opposite direction, which is a huge advantage for us, from an enrollment growth, but also from a recruitment of student athletes, recruiting of coaches, staff, faculty. So we're really proud, and that's had a big benefit on us. So I'd love to hear from you guys on how the growth of Jacksonville has benefited your organization.
Yeah, obviously as Jacksonville continues to grow, I think now we're eclipsing 1.7 million in Jacksonville in the Northeast Florida area. So as Jacksonville grows, so grows the opportunity for more entertainment options and having those folks out to games. I think fortunately for hockey specific, we tend to see quite a bit of northerners moving down to Florida, so that indirectly does help hockey because we are the nostalgic feel, or they had hockey in their previous market where they might have lived. So as that growth continues to happen, I think it's a catalyst for growth within all sports entities and the job market as a whole in Northeast Florida.
Same question.
Same question. All right. So for us, the growth of Jacksonville really is what is allowing us to have to bring professional soccer to Jacksonville. So we're super excited to have a professional men's and women's team. There are only the NWSL is growing, but there's around 20 professional women's teams in the country. This is special that they're here and that they're winning, and they are amazing human beings. The entire coaching staff, the entire women's team is just awesome. So we're excited about the growth of Jacksonville. We're excited about, honestly, the World Cup this summer has been a huge help for us in getting the word out. We host again in 2031 with the women's, so we're excited about that too. So the more people that come to Jacksonville and are excited about soccer, the better for us.
I would agree. I also like your all ships rise comment. Yes, we're part of the NFL and we're a club member, but we're also pretty low on the list of NFL teams because we have a small market, and obviously everybody kind of grasped onto that the last season as the small market team, which was positive and negative. We don't want to be a small market team. We want to be the right market team, the right size, right? We want to be like, oh, that's just Jacksonville. They're just playing football down there, right? So the growth and development of Jacksonville is hugely important to us, as well as it is for everybody in this room, right? So we want to make sure that people are just like putting baby in a corner. We want to be on the stage. I will say with our success with Travis Hunter and et cetera, we are being noticed by the league. They are cracking down on our IP, who's using our IP, from a brand person that is sensitive to me. But so yeah, like a lot of people that are using our logo and the marks are getting letters from the league saying you can't use them because you're just drafting off without paying your licensing fees. So it's really interesting to see. We are definitely getting larger and larger into that limelight. New fans, just like hockey, just like everywhere in Florida, very transient. So you might be a Packers fan, but you're going to move to Florida and you're going to cheer for the Jags unless we're playing the Packers. So we welcome all of those fans. We hope that they're all wearing Jaguars gear. But yeah, it's really important, and it all starts with everybody here in the room and really just singing our tune.
Yeah, a little bit of the same. We have 700 partners at the Players Championship that spend $5,000 or more with us, and a significant amount of those are extremely local to Northeast Florida or Florida. So really, the success of our event couldn't happen without the business support, the residential support. I would say, secondly, to highlight, and Mike Hartley would yell at me if I didn't. But we have 2,000 volunteers that are 90% local here that really allow us to have a workforce that is complementary. They're there incentivized to be a part of the event, incentivized to be a part of really what happens after the event. And they allow us to turn around net proceeds of a significant nature in the form of charity. And so, while that doesn't directly maybe answer the question, as Northeast Florida gets bigger, obviously the needs get bigger as well. And so the opportunity for us to continue to grow and continue to get the support of the business community also allows us to turn around and help those in need, as well as our significant volunteer contribution.
I have many more questions for you, but let's open it up first because I know we're closing in on our time. Anybody have any questions out there for our panel? Anything yes, sir.
So it's amazing that the U.S. got the World Cup, and I'm a huge soccer fan. So, but the tickets have been unbelievably expensive. I was wondering how that has translated across soccer as a sport and other sports, because fans only have so much money for tickets. So, how is that affecting sports across the board in the U.S.?
Yeah, I'll go first because it's a soccer question. So I'll answer that question by not answering that question. Fortunately, we don't have anything to do with the prices that FIFA sets. You know, we have no control over that. What I can say is what we are doing, and we are definitely trying to make it affordable to all, both from the kids level, but also when you come to our games. I would be in trouble if I didn't mention our small business night, which is coming up Wednesday, July 15th. We have an awesome fan zone that happens before the games. We're offering for $100, you get 10 tickets and you can set up a table in the fan zone. So find me after or check out our website or call our ticketing guys if you want more info on that. But yeah, that's what I'll say. You know, we want our games to be affordable. We want people to come. We love groups. You know, we love corporate events. We would love to host you and your employees, your colleagues, your clients, whoever. So our games are affordable, I promise.
If they're affordable.
Price setting? It's very complex. The league helps us set prices based on our market, based on our demand. So our tickets look vastly different than others. So just from FIFA's point of view, like it's just a whole nother math pivot
Equation.
table.
Really.
Yeah, I think I would, at least on behalf of golf events or the Players Championship, you know, certainly we all have a demand and a value creation equation that our ticketing departments and our revenue departments are always working on. You know, we're all not up here doing it for free. There is certainly an economics piece to all of our businesses. But at the same time, I think what we all have in common too is that we all look at our stadiums or our product kind of like an airplane, right? And if you want the first class seat, which at my event is a Friday or a Saturday, where the most consequential golf is happening on a weekend, it's going to be more expensive than a Tuesday where you can get a lot closer to the players, there's less people, we celebrate the military that day, or even our complimentary opening weekend that you can come to the fan shop, hit a shot on our replica 17 and do some fun things to interact with the Players Championship that way. And I think that's what all of our departments try to create, is this menu of products that allows you the opportunity to you know, contribute and be a participant in any way you want to.
Yeah, I know the demand for tickets, I was reading one where the Colombia-Portugal game in Miami had a 20 million ticket request for a stadium that fits 67,000. So I'm sure FIFA was salivating at that and set pricing accordingly. So, yes, sir. Question.
My question is about, I love your thoughts, because I love that comment on a rising tide lifts all ships. Just taking that abundance mentality when it comes to consumer dollar spend, that there's such a, I'd love to hear more about, is there any formal collaboration and synergies that are playing on between all of you, whether that's something that's formally happens or you're just allowed to kind of happen?
I can speak to it real quick. From a student population standpoint, we actually have an agreement, whether it's formal or informal, with every one of these organizations. One of the first days of school in the fall, Jaguar season ticket sales go on sale for students, and that line wraps around the student union. You know, we've done a UNF alumni nights with Icemen. Sporting Jacks has a special ticket price for our students, and we send a bunch of volunteers to Lee and his team and get some deals with them too. So there's definitely from our end a lot of cross collaboration, and the partnerships that exist amongst the sport organizations is extremely important, just like the partnerships with the business community is also extremely important to what we do. We cannot be successful without the community, and definitely I don't know if you guys have anything to add to that.
That was answering my question.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of data sharing too. Certainly, when you're looking at the market, I think one thing that we probably all sometimes maybe misrepresent is that we compete with each other. We're all essentially competing for eyeballs and creating a value-driven product that people want to participate in. But I mean, as Nick said, all of these organizations in some way, shape, or form, we all collaborate together, whether it's having people out at the event, sitting down and trying to create a new event that people might be interested in throughout the community, to charitable activations, really everything across the board, I think.
All right, yeah, I really appreciate the opportunity to host this panel. Great panel, great, spending time with you guys, and just really, I hope you understand the impact sports can have on our community. I'm sure many of you already do, but we can drive the tourism, we can drive the strengthen the community and create jobs. There's so much that we can do, but we can't do it without the community itself. So I strongly encourage you to come out to UNF, see what we've done there, from facility upgrades to events. I've yet to see anyone come to a game and then leave, say that was awful. Everyone else, we've invested in the fan experience for that reason. We want people to have a good time, and we have a lot of premium seating areas, so that if you want to host clients or want to make a business venture out of it, you can do that. Or if you just want to come check out and buy a $5 GA ticket, we got that option too. And so I really encourage you to come out and see everything we're working on. We are the Division I institution. We are the hometown university. I know there's this little, campus called JU across town, but they haven't won the River City Rumble in 9 years, so we're not considering them. Talking about UNF, support your local university. It is, and really appreciate your time, and feel free to say hello at any point. Come by campus. Thank you. Appreciate it.